Hey, it's Adam Lee, and today I want to share something that really changed the way I live, think, and see the world around money. Over the past few years, I've read a lot of personal finance books. Some were practical, some were mindset shifting, and a few cracked me open in ways I didn't expect. But if I had to boil it down, reading 10 of the right finance books didn't just help me understand money better. It helped me understand myself better. So in this episode, I'm going to share what I learned from those books, not in a bullet list, but in stories. What stuck, what shifted, and what helped me go from just getting by to becoming financially free. Let's get into it. I remember sitting in my small one-bedroom apartment a few years ago with a stack of bills on my table. I had income, but no plan. I had ambition, but no clarity. And like a lot of people, I thought the answer was to earn more. But something inside me said, no, you don't need more money. You need a new relationship with money. That night, I picked up a book I'd seen recommended online, The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. It wasn't flashy. No charts, no hacks, just stories. Stories that made me rethink everything I assumed about wealth, risk, and success. That was the moment my financial life started to change. Not because I made more, but because I finally understood what enough looked like. Here's the big idea that ties it all together. Wealth isn't about what you earn. It's about how you think, how you behave, and how consistently you align your habits with your values. Money is emotional, and the better you understand yourself, the better you'll understand how to build real freedom. So let me take you through the lessons that hit me hardest, one by one. They come from 10 different books, but together they paint a complete picture. I'll share what stuck with me, and how I used each idea to shift something in my own life. Ready? Let's start with Lesson 1. Lesson 1, from The Psychology of Money. Wealth is what you don't see. This idea changed me. Most people think wealth looks like a new car, a fancy watch, or a vacation on Instagram. But real wealth? You can't see it. It's money, not spent. Freedom, options, peace of mind. I realized I was spending to signal success, not actually build it. So I started spending less, not because I had to, but because I wanted to keep more of my freedom. And that one shift helped me break the cycle of paycheck to paycheck living. Lesson 2, from I Will Teach You to Be Rich. Automate everything. Ramit Sethi's book was a game changer. He said if you want to win with money, don't rely on willpower, build systems. So I did. I set up automatic transfers, paycheck to savings, savings to investments. Money started growing without me having to think about it. And for the first time, I wasn't just hoping to build wealth. I had a system that made it happen by default. Lesson 3, from Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The rich don't work for money. This book challenged how I thought about work. Robert Kiyosaki said poor people trade time for money, but rich people build assets. So I asked myself, what am I building that will still pay me when I stop working? That's when I started investing more seriously, not just in stocks, but in skills, in business ideas, in relationships. I realized I didn't want to just earn. I wanted to own. That mindset changed everything. Lesson 4, from The Millionaire Next Door. Wealthy people live simply. This book hit me in the ego. I thought rich people drove luxury cars and lived in huge homes. Turns out most millionaires are frugal. They drive used cars, live in modest houses, and invest the difference. That gave me permission to stop trying to impress anyone and start making decisions that actually made me wealthier. Lesson 5, from Your Money or Your Life. Every dollar is your life energy. This one was deep. Joe Dominguez and Vicki Robbins said, "You don't trade money for stuff. You trade time. Every dollar you spend equals hours of your life spent earning it." When I started thinking that way, I started asking better questions. Is this worth 3 hours of my life? That one question helped me cut 80% of my impulsive spending. Lesson 6. From the simple path to wealth. Index funds are enough. J.L. Collins wrote a letter to his daughter and ended up teaching millions of people how to invest. He said, "You don't need to beat the market. Just buy index funds, hold, don't panic." Before reading that, I thought investing had to be complicated. Now I keep it boring, and my net worth keeps growing. Boring is beautiful. Lesson 7. From Die with Zero. Don't just save for someday. This book gave me balance. Bill Perkins said, "Too many people save so hard they forget to live." He said, "Spend when it matters most, not just when you're older." That helped me loosen my grip. I started prioritizing experiences in my 30s, not waiting until retirement, because memories compound too. Lesson 8. From the Almanac of Naval Ravikant. Learn to build, not just work. Naval said, "You won't get rich renting out your time. You get rich by owning equity, in businesses, in ideas, in code." That made me rethink what I was building. I started creating things that could scale without me, and I stopped measuring progress by hours worked, and started measuring by what I owned. Lesson 9. From the Barefoot Investor. Keep it simple, clear, and automatic. Scott Pape's advice was down to earth. He gave names to each bank account: Mojo, Blow, Grow. It made money feel less stressful and more fun. I set up multiple accounts, gave them purposes, and suddenly, budgeting felt easy. Money wasn't this giant fog anymore. It was a set of labeled jars, and that gave me peace of mind. Lesson 10. From the Latte Factor. Start now. Start small. David Bach said, "You're richer than you think." Most people wait to save, wait to invest, wait to get serious. But the secret is, start with what you've got. Small habits, done daily, create big freedom. That's how I started. $5 a day, a few minutes a week. And over time, those small steps became a life I once thought was impossible. Looking back, here's what I realized. The books weren't just about money. They were about clarity, control, confidence. They were about me and who I was becoming through the process. Money is never just math. It's a mirror, and if you let it, it can show you exactly what you need to learn next. So what's the big takeaway? You don't have to read 10 finance books. You just have to live the lessons inside one of them. Start simple. Spend less than you earn. Invest the difference. Automate what you can. Let your money grow in peace and focus your energy on the life you're building. That's wealth. That's freedom. That's the mindset that changed my life. Thank you for listening today. I hope something here helped unlock a shift in your own story. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love if you shared it with someone you care about. We all deserve to think more clearly about money, and we all deserve a life that feels financially free, emotionally calm, and personally meaningful. Until next time, this is Adam. This is Read to Think. Learn smarter, live better,